Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome back to Technically Speaking Live. It is Wednesday, 8 p.m. in the Eastern, and we're like, I don't know, 2 weeks away from spring is it fall forward, spring back? Whatever it is. It all makes sense, but it's 8 p.m. on the East Coast. Got a real banger of a show today. I took last week off, honestly, because I was exhausted. Sorry. I mean, I wanted to be there. I was there in spirit, but I was far too tired to even think about doing a live show last week. So yeah, that's what it is. I look, I'm going to already go to the comments because I can't believe it's already here. Juan, this is a minute late, and I still have to blame you. By the way, can't be mad at me. I still have not bought an Xperia 5 Mark II because the one that I wanted on Swappa, I was too lazy to hit to buy it now, and now it's sold. Great. Ivy Mac, welcome to the show. I don't know why I said Ivy. Sorry. And Tech King Mike, such poor quality. I can't believe anyone would want to be on the show. If you ask Adam from Tech Odyssey, whose channel sucks, I mean, it's literally like 4 people watching. Except I want him to know that there's 9 right now. What you all don't know is they're all 9 my machines. I just have a bunch of phones up in front of me because it's just my stream over and over again. So let's bring in the very first one of the show. Stats. Unmute Stats. Make sure you're unmuted.
I am unmuted. Hello, Stats. World. Glad to be back.
Welcome back. How was your week? You also didn't want to work on the show last week.
Oh God, no. Last week at work was bonkers. Last Wednesday in particular was a special day for me and for you and for a lot of our friends. It was Greg's birthday, so it was nice to have the week off and be able to celebrate with everybody and holler at you over multiple devices and FaceTimes and things like that.
It was nice,
but glad to be back at it this week from my own 99% studios to go along with your 1% studios. So
sorry, 1% studios here. James Pruitt, howdy. Jason, Juan, everybody, hello. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a special guest in the house, and I have to do this particular person justice because he put out could be one of my favorite videos that I've watched so far in 2021. It is still.
I would not dispute that.
Oh my God, hilarious. Absolutely, just made me laugh so much. And there's a reason why I begged him on the show. I said, "Hey man, I gotta have you on the show because I gotta get your opinion on what you did in your video." And you calling yourself names in the video, just aggressive, just so aggressive. Didn't understand it. For the folks that are out there, ladies and gentlemen, say hello to Tech King Mike.
Whoa.
Hello, everyone.
You looking just fancy, man. You looking good. Looking good.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
How you doing?
Trying to be like you when I grew up. I'm good, man. I'm good.
So if you want to be like me when you grow up, you need to get a lot whiter, a lot chubbier, and some gray hair in your beard.
Hold on, let me cut this light up real quick and see what I can do. See if I can do anything.
What's going on, man? How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I can't complain.
Good. So I'm not blowing smoke when I say this. I'm not trying to gas you up or anything like that. That video, I legit was crying laughing. Like when it came out, like I watched the whole thing twice because it was that good. And so for folks that don't know, go out and watch Tech King Mike's video about what we are going to talk about. In the video, he got, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. There it is. That is a Pixel 4a 5G, correct? 4a
yes, sir.
5G.
The Goldilocks, as I'm dubbing it.
The Goldilocks. I love it.
Yes.
So I brought Mike on the show because everybody knows the Lord of Pixel. I don't have the Pixel 5a or the 6. I'm on the 9 now.
He's lying.
So I got to ask, you've had it for 24 hours.
Yes, I have.
What's that?
I said, yes, I have. Yes, I have.
Okay. So 24 hours in and go.
Google has a good phone on their hands. I like it. I like it a lot. You have told me many times that I would enjoy it, and I am enjoying it. I must say that I am enjoying it.
Okay.
It's the little things. It's the little things that it's like the extra steps you go through on an iPhone or a Samsung that you can do on this. Like it's the little. I don't want to curse. It's the little things. It's the little things. Because I can say I've used the call screen features so much.
Oh my god! Isn't it nice?
Every single day.
Every day.
So my wife called me today, and I told her that I was getting some. I told her what I was getting for lunch, and she asked me could I get her some. And I was like, "Well, you won't be home in time to get it." So I was messing with her, and I said no. So she hung up on me. She called me back. I called. I have never felt so much joy. I was just looking at the phone like pathetic. I was having so much fun. But no, I really like it. I'm really enjoying it. If somebody told me that this had I don't know what the Snapdragon is, but a mid-tier one, I wouldn't even notice the difference. I wouldn't notice at all.
I think it's a 765G in the 4A 5G. I'm pretty sure it's the same chipset that's in the 5. I mean, it's the Pixel 5 XL. Like that's effectively what you're getting.
Yep.
So everything about it is, and again, it's those little things. It's the experience that you get with having a Pixel. Now we'll look, okay, so we're all going to know it. You're going to eventually go to another phone, which is fine because we're all going to do that. The real question is when you don't have that call screen, oh my God, it's awful. Like that is such a big deal. Such a big deal.
We get devices and, either get them sent out as a review or we pay for them.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times you'll use it and then you'll either send it back or you'll put it to the side or whatever. This thing feels like, I might switch to something else, but this is going to stay in the house. Like this isn't something that I'm going to sell or go back, especially for how much it costs. Like that's the biggest selling point for me. It's like $500. I got it for $450. So it's like, that's even better. Like can't beat it, man. Can't beat it. I really like it. Only thing I hate is that I wanted to get the white one, but then I was like, I'll go with the black because I like the little white button. I'm a fan of the Panda.
Yeah, the Panda edition. That one, you can put a skin on it. That could be done. Like now that I have done in the past, I have put a skin on it, and it's great. It's fine. It's smooth. It's surprisingly like it just fits in your hand, like the fingerprint scanner on the back. Just your finger immediately goes to it.
The phone is unlocked half of the time before I even pull it out of my pocket.
Yep.
Because of that, I can see why certain people use these phones as the way they do. It's not hard to see.
So you've probably started snapping pictures and stuff.
Yes.
Okay. So you had the S21, right? Have.
I will do like that. Because I put a video where I said I got rid of it, but I may have done something stupid. So I'll just leave that there.
Okay, we're going to leave it there. But from a portrait perspective. Because look, the S21 takes great photos.
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
Portrait, though. Gotta go Pixel, I'm telling you. I'm changing the world one person at a time. Boombox opened it up. This is what we had Scotty Boombox on it. He just got somebody who couldn't do the green bubble, blue bubble thing. Whatever. Mm-hmm. You're a better man than that. We know that. We knew that you were a better man than Scotty Boombox.
So,
look, he's not here. I can throw him under the bus. Beep beep.
So for me, it's like I care. Like I kept trying like to say I'm gonna stop carrying two phones, and then I just accepted it. I'm like, it is what it is. I'm addicted to this stuff, so I'm just gonna carry two, whatever. And so far, the iPhone takes great video, but the pictures, like, I wish I would have had this when I went on my my trip a couple weeks ago. I would have loved to have taken some pictures where I was up in North Georgia with this thing. I think it would have been awesome.
I am hell-bent on getting everyone who hasn't ever tried a Pixel to tried the Pixel as much as I possibly can. And so one person at a time. I mean, and I know this is like, so you see it, you're like, okay, yeah, I can totally get it. Now it'll probably be like 48 to 72 hours. Some of the what is it? The newlywed phase will start to wear off, but then you start
Honeymoon
snapping
phase.
whatever, you know what I meant. You start taking those. Thanks for executive producing. You'll start taking those photos.
Well, I'm here.
I know, right? Taking those photos, and it's just like, oh man, it's like, this is exactly how I say, is the idea is like, I have trust issues with the iPhone portrait mode. I have trust issues when it comes to that. I have trust issues with every single other phone not named Pixel when it comes to the portrait mode. Pixels more often than not nail the portrait mode first shot. More often than they don't. But with iPhone, it's like, oh, it's like weird blur on one side.
Yeah.
Like they're getting better, but they're not Pixel.
They're definitely getting there, but I think most people carry the iPhone. I mean, obviously the ecosystem crap it's there. You have to deal with that. But I think most people carry one for the video. And that's it. You know, you can take some good pictures with it. Yeah. Same here. I literally use it. I used to use it for like all the videos on the channel before I bought the EOS R. And
also my fault.
It's yes. It's also your fault. There's a 35 millimeter on the way. That's your fault as well. But
that's a good one. That's one I'm on right now. It's my favorite.
I know.
Ones.
I watch your videos.
Thank you.
You're welcome. It's a little ASMR, but yeah, no, that is I like it. And like for a prime example, Barry Johnson, he's one of those people that he's talked about the Pixel. You know, Holler at Your Boys talked about it, and the way that they described it, the way you described it, I've always seen the Pixel as this like utility versus a smartphone. And just in the last 24 hours of using it, I've used it's like I said, it's the simple stuff, man. It's like it's like on the iPhone, I gotta slide down, go to tap this, tap that, just to change the lights in the bedroom. With the Pixel, just hold the power button and they're right there. Like that was I stumbled across that and I was just like, yo, like it's like when I found it. So it's I like it, man. Like
have you done the
I read a thread
slide up from the corner and just basically be like, hey, turn it off? Just like bottom right hand corner, slide up, hey, turn it off.
Turn on the office lights.
Yep.
Yeah.
Pixel
like
team for life.
That's the thing. It's like it just to me, it makes like you go through the time to set it up. Everything's programmed. Just like, hey, do the thing. Do you have Google Homes throughout the house?
Yes, we have one in every room.
So the best thing is like if you needed to get your wife's attention, rather than being like, hey, you can just, hey, keyword, broadcast. Hey, I have something. Can you bring it here? All through the phone. Like, so like when we all went back into the office at one point, what feels like decades ago, I would do broadcast messages to my kids from my phone in the office to wish them, have a good day at school. And it would broadcast the whole house using my phone.
So this is like when you're away from the house?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You could absolutely mess with your wife while you're out on the road.
Yeah, absolutely. No question. You can broadcast a message to all of your Google Homes from your Pixel phone on the road, not even connected to the Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
This is cool.
Man.
Have so much fun.
It is so much fun. Like, and that's the best part is like everybody gives crap to Google and Pixels. And like, look, I know everybody knows. Yeah, I'm a fanboy. I don't even care. Kelly's out here. Kathleen's out here. I don't care. Everybody knows this. But to me, it's the simple things like that. That is a huge difference.
Yeah, everybody talks about the Apple ecosystem and, all of the devices and everything like that. And, Google has some of the same devices. Google had some tablets. Google does support Chromebooks and things like that. But where Google has really, I believe, and I'm pretty sure Scott believes as well, blown the competition completely away is the automation stuff and the ability to interact with your automation absolutely as easily and as quickly as you want to.
Yeah, it's
So,
unbelievable.
Well, and that's the thing. What's the number one thing that you hear about the iPhone? I'm guilty of saying this myself. It just works.
Yeah.
That's what everybody says about the iPhone. But the thing is, we live in a world now where there's so much smart stuff in our house. So for me, just in this one day, it just works has become it works with my house.
Yeah.
Not necessarily my computer or my watch. It works with my freaking house. That is more that's more of a tech turn on than like, oh yeah, it works with my watch and my computer. Like, you know, I much enjoy that much better than anything Apple's doing.
And see, that's the thing is like there are some things that Apple does really great, like the whole you can airdrop to this, that, and the other. Yeah, absolutely. There's no question about that. But Google's not far off with little things like that. Like it's happening, and like you can see it. They are definitely getting better about playing in each of the respective ecosystems. But it's the things that the Pixel does, agnostic of. I mean, you could do a lot of those things. Like if you have a really big Google smart home, I do, Mike, I know you do, Stats, I know you do too. That really makes a huge difference. I don't know, Miss Sheila, I'm on there. Shame on me. I know, like little things like there's, and here's the thing: we literally just got a Pixel drop today or yesterday.
Yeah.
Literally just a bit ago, and we're talking about Google is still giving these Pixel drops to older phones. Like I got the Pixel drop on my Pixel 4. Like older generations are still getting these things. I put videos out last couple of weeks talking about how the greatest phone of all time was the Pixel 2 XL, the Panda, the original Panda edition. Just this past December, it received its last OS update. Like they're getting better. Are they to the level of Apple like 4 and 5 years? No, but they're getting better. They're getting better. So I am glad that I have made you Team Pixel. Now the goal is to get you and LaShawn, holler at your boy, on Team Pixel.
Dude,
when that time comes, is like, yeah.
But so like my thing with that, and not to like go too deep into it, but Team Pixel is awesome, and I would love to be on it. But I'm content knowing that like I spent my money on it, just like he did, and I'm enjoying it.
Yeah,
I didn't because I didn't buy it to like. Okay, well, if I buy this phone and do stuff with it, I can get on Team Pixel. I was literally like, okay, I don't have my S21 anymore, but I want an Android phone. Try Pixel. I'll finally try Pixel. And yeah, I like it. My main SIM card is in this phone. It came out of the iPhone, and it is in this phone. So if you need to contact me, my main phone number is in a Pixel right now.
Whoa, Lord!
There we go. The
king has spoken. The king has spoken. Man, and so you're probably have you gotten the March update?
I think I got it last night, but I think I fell asleep before it finished downloading. Let me see.
Yeah,
because it said I had an Android 11 update last night. Let's see here.
Tech for your needs. Scott's screaming inside, yes, and yes, another person on Team Pixel right now. I really am. And I'm screaming on the outside. Like you can look at the sheer joy on my face right now because I love when people get to try something that genuinely makes their lives a little bit better, and it doesn't break the bank. It doesn't break the bank. You get a dynamic phone for $500, and in 2021, in the land where things are, how much was the S21? $1,300.
Yep,
$1,300. Like for $500 to get a phone that does little things where it brings you a little bit of joy, huge difference.
And I think Google, I think like I'm gonna keep saying this, and I'm gonna sound like a broken record, but initially one of the complaints I used to have about the Pixel Lab was I was like, oh, it's supposed to be stock Android, but I can't even get rid of the Google search bar. What kind of mess is this? And I've used it every time. Like I literally I pull the phone out and I'm like, okay, oh, there's a touch bar, there's a search bar. And it's like, you don't think about it until after you use it so much that you're like, oh, that's why Google left it there, because they know you're probably going to use it every freaking day. That's why they won't let you move it. I've used it. I use it all the time since I've had it. I use it all the time.
A common misconception that most people don't realize is like that search bar at the bottom. They think it's only to do Google.com searches.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's not. You can control your whole entire smart home. You can turn your volume up and down on your phone. Actually do hardware controls on the phone. Turn on flashlights. Turn on cameras. Open apps. No, it's so much more than that. So much more than that. And Kathleen, this is an excellent point. They absolutely should.
Yep.
Google should send me an affiliate code. I 10,000% agree. Yeah.
If they did, I would return it and use it and buy another one. That is how confident I am.
I appreciate that. But for me, it's a good thing is like, I will gladly be, and again, I know LaShawn is the exact same way as kind of speaking the gospel that is Google. Barry is the same way. Barry, I know that you're out there. Is what I would do. Here we go. I'm just going to speak this into existence. Dear Google, if you send me let's do the Lou unboxing thing, right? Let's do the whole Lou unboxing thing. Send me I know, right? Send me like 5 Pixel 4a 5Gs and 5 5s and 5 Pixel 4s, and I'll give them out and I'll film the whole thing. I'll give them out and I'll film the whole thing.
You'll do it, Mr. Beast, just for
yes,
pixels.
I will. I 1,000% will.
Do you know how major that would be?
I would love to do it. Oh my God, are you kidding? I would have a blast. In a pandemic, are you kidding? Like in a pandemic to where we could get to a point where we could give, like there's probably people who probably walking around with some busted phones right now that if we could get a Pixel in their hands, that could literally change the trajectory of everything. I'll do it. I would do it in a heartbeat. No question.
The thing that I've been thinking about today is like my wife is a diehard note user. Like that's her thing. She's a note user through and through. And when I told her that there may not be another note, she was obviously distressed. She was frustrated about it, but she's also one of those people that keeps her phone for a long time. Mm-hmm. Like she has the Note 20 Ultra and she'll probably keep that phone for at least 2 years. She's the complete polar opposite of me, which is hilarious. I'll go through, you know how we are. Like I'll go through a lot of phones within a year. She's just over there with her Note, like, So, but what's going through my mind is like if Samsung takes away the Note and their only option is like, oh, get an S1, get an S line and put the S Pen on the side of it. I know that's not how she's gonna roll. So I just keep thinking like, what if Google made a real deal like 6.8-inch screen Pixel
foldable? Oh, dude, dude.
Because I know she's an Android person, so I know like if it was a big screen, she'd probably try it. Like that's probably the only thing about this phone that she doesn't care for is the fact that it's a 6.2-inch screen. Because she's a big screen phone person. Like I don't know how she does it. She's 5'1", 100-pound soaking wet, but she loves big screen phones. I don't get it.
Hey, you know what? Whatever makes her happy. I know there was a comment up there. There we go, right here. Sharky said it. Happy wife, happy life.
Indeed.
There we go. So we know that. Indeed. But I will say that, the whole S Pen on the side of an S-line phone, that's not going to cut it for a person who is a staunch supporter of the Note line. Like I have a Note as well, and I wouldn't do that. But, and I here we'll segue to this. And Mike, since you're now on the Pixel side a little bit, we're going to keep this Pixel train going a little bit. What happens, and I love the Note or the Fold 2. Could you imagine having a foldable Pixel? You get the banging photos and everything.
Now that I have one, yes, I could.
Ooh.
I could. Yeah, I could.
Ooh,
and if Google does what they did with last year's models, where they keep it at like that mid-tier, like I think Google last year said, we're going to cut the whole mid-tier thing and we're going to just go on ahead and give you like the lower flagship. It's not necessarily a mid-tier, but it's like lower end flagship. Mm-hmm. If they did a folding phone and kept it like at $1,000 or something like that, instant buy.
Instant.
Yeah.
Instant buy. No question.
Especially if Scott has an affiliate link. Yeah.
If we had affiliate links, I'm telling you, instant buy. We're running we're running at least 12 pixel folds deep at this point.
Yep.
But if you could get, and that's the big thing I've always joked around, not really joked around. I know that DePoets is here. As soon as I mention a big screen phone, if I mention the Fold 2, DePoets is like, hey, I'm here. Hey, what's up?
So Jason said this on Twitter earlier. I think between you with the Pixel and DePoets with the Fold, y'all have like triggers that go off in your head.
Oh, you said Pixel? Oh,
I saw that.
I got it.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. It's like, that's true. Man, I'm telling you, if you could and I love the Fold design, the Fold 2 design. I thought the evolution from the Fold 1 to the Fold 2, fantastic. If you give me a Pixel where I know that I'm getting the just incredible camera, the great experience, dynamic battery life, and the idea that it folds, I would take the form factor of the Surface Duo. I would take that form factor personally because it's really thin. Give me something between the Duo and give me something between the Fold. Meet me halfway. I thought the Fold 2 was a little too thin for what I'd like, and the Surface Duo is a little too fat for what I like.
So here's a question for you.
Okay.
I know this was brought up. I can't remember. I can't remember which stream it was. If it was Wired Wednesday or Gadget Goddess stream a while back when the news about LG broke out. How would you feel if Google basically went to LG and was like, "Yeah, we'll take your mobile department," and gave us stuff like the V60, like with a dual display phone, but like a Pixel? Like, what if instead of jumping straight into like the folding phone, Google gave you the option of like, here's the Pixel, but hey, buy this accessory, and now you have a dual screen Pixel, and you can swap it out how you want to. How do you feel about that?
So, I'm going to show my age a bit. Way back in the day, the Droid line from Verizon had something very similar to that, except that it was you could plug it into like a keyboard and it became a computer.
Yep.
I think it was a little ahead of its time for that. One thing I don't like, so I have the Velvet with the the dual display, and I said that was what the Surface Duo should have been. If you give me a better outside screen, not just like the one little tiny sliver at the top, like if you give me a better outside screen, absolutely, hands down, I would do it. Because I wouldn't always want to have to open it. I would want the ability to keep it closed as I needed.
Yeah, I would agree. I would agree.
But if you give me that, I mean, if it looks like the Fold 2, though,
right? I'm still on for a folding phone. Like if Google, like, oh my God, I thought about this today. I was like, what if they do a folding Pixel, right? And like on the outside. Right. Like this is going to be like real tinfoil hats type stuff,
okay,
right?
I'm here for this energy.
So on the outside of it, right, it's a Pixel, but when you open it up, it's a Chromebook.
Okay, wait a minute.
I know. Left field, right? Whatever direction this is, I'm going right.
We've gone down this garden path before, not quite to the Chromebook, but we've said, give me a fully functional Pixel on the outside, and then when you open it up, it's a modular tablet. It's like a Fire tablet, but based on the Google ecosystem. And
won't fire stuff in this house. What are you talking about?
Bite me.
Fire tablet.
So
Fire tablet.
It's the tablet that I have. It's okay. You haven't gotten me a Pixel tablet, so
man. Sure, we're going to go with that. I almost let it fly right there, but we'll take that offline, sir. We're going to take that offline, sir. But, I mean, my big thing is like you can just think about that for a second. Okay, go with me. Tinfoil hattery. What if it did look like the Surface Duo, but to get the Chromebook edition, you just have to turn it and like lay it up like this, and you type on the ones. What?
I'm telling you, man.
What?
Like, I mean, it's because to me, that's the thing with That's the thing with the folding, with the Z Fold. A lot of people feel like, yeah, it's a great phone. You can multitask and stuff like that. But what if you approached it more from, you're trying to sell people 2 devices in one? So if you tell someone, yeah, you can buy this Pixel for $500, you can buy this Chromebook for $500, or for, just throw a number out there that's somewhat realistic, $1,100, you can get both in one device in your pocket. Literally could be the same size as this thing and open up into a freaking Chromebook tablet or something. That would be like instant buy.
I'm
like
tell you
I
what.
probably would be sleeping on the couch, but instant buy.
No, you'd be sleeping in your truck doing runs for the
Look,
next
I'm gonna
year.
tell you what, like
That too.
the last 7 minutes we have been going down like real, not like this is the type of music. Last 7 minutes, this is the type of pixel love we're going on right now. Even Mac mentioned there's no singing tonight. Welcome back to that Pixel Talk Wednesday night edition. Papa Pixel, Papa Pixel, Papa Pixel, Papa Pixel. I'm sorry. Yeah. So I think there's a lot. I am genuinely excited, and I said this in one of my videos that I was so excited to see what Google has done with the Pixel 5. I thought that what they've done from the 4A, the 4A 5G, and then the 5, I thought that's really setting themselves up for this next thing. Now, if it's a foldable, that would be fantastic. I'm going to go on a limb here. I don't have the phone, contrary to what everybody's going to think. I don't have the phone. Haven't even seen... You got a little something there, Mike. You got something there. I think we're gonna see. If you could get, you're gonna see a hardware update in the Pixel 6. I think you're just gonna have to. I don't know if you're gonna see it in the 5. I think David Ruddock from Android Police put out a tweet the other day that talked about how the 5A was essentially going to be a carbon copy of the 4A 5G. I don't know if there's going to be any updates or anything like that. Whatever. Besides the point, I think with the Pixel 6, going to go out on a limb here, you're probably going to see, I don't know if they need to go to an 888. I'll even go so far as to say this, and I know that Juan's still out there and he agrees with me. I think it would be a mistake if they actually put the 888 in the Pixel 6 because, and Juan has a video to back this up, I don't think the 888 is really that big of an upgrade compared to the previous generation chipset. So my recommendation, Google, if you're listening, and you're not, but if you were, 1, affiliate link. 2, still would do the whole giveaway idea. 3, don't put the 888 in the Pixel 6. Instead, save a little coin, put some more hardware in your cameras. Not to say that they're bad, but now is the time that you just demolish. Come out and just lay the pipe straight to everybody else and say, hey, that's cool. You thought you could keep up with my 3.5-year-old hardware, but I'm going to go ahead and put you guys out here, jump huge in front of everybody when it comes to computational photography in the point and shoot, and then get par with what Apple's doing on video. That is a total game changer.
Yep. I would
We
agree.
talked about it
I would
earlier
agree.
in this show. Mike and I carry specifically the iPhone only because of the video. That's really the reason. There will be a lot of people, if you give them almost no reason, point and shoot wise, I'm taking a Pixel every day of the week.
Yep.
Twice on Sundays.
Yep.
So yeah, it's...
And I never argued, and the crazy thing is I never argued that even before actually carrying one. Because I just, you could look at a bunch of YouTube videos and it's subjective, but to me, it was never a fair shake. I always looked at the Pixel and said, yeah, that's the one you want if you want point and shoot. And even because the last time I had a Pixel was almost 2 years ago. I tried the 3A XL.
Yep.
And I took that with me on my birthday. We went to Orlando and I used the crap out of it, took a bunch of pictures, and I still have some of those pictures as like potential wallpapers on my computer or something. So yeah, like it's a lot.
Dude, I love it. Michael Daniels, thank you so much for the $15 super chat. Really appreciate it. We have Easy Computer Solutions in the house. Yo, easy. Screen recording. So have you noticed you have the captive screen recording on the Pixel 5? Do you know that? If you pull down, if you pull down from the settings menu, scroll over.
Oh, screen record. Screen record start.
Screen record's there. Yeah. Yeah, you don't have to. I used to use AZ screen recorder all the time when I would do anything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you don't have to do that anymore. It's all built in. It's all built there. The recorder app. Holy crap. You want to talk about the recorder app. This is exactly how I use it. And the fact that you can do it online now, which was one of the March Pixel releases, the Google Recorder app, when I need to work on a script for a video, yeah, well, she's always listening. She's here. The Google just went off in my house. When I need to work on a script, what do? I take out my Pixel device. By the way, this is still the Pixel 5. It's not anything special. I open the recorder app and I just talk because it transcribes everything. You can then share it to a Google Doc and then edit your script. That is exactly how I do my scripts. Exactly how I do them.
I don't do, my videos are so spontaneous that like I don't do any kind of a script, but my wife has been on my butt about writing down my ideas more, so I might try that because I literally was pitching her an idea this morning for like a follow-up to the video that dropped today. And she's like, do you have this written down? And I'm like, no. She's like, write it down today.
You didn't write it down. Did you forget it?
So I haven't written it down. No, I still know it. I just haven't written it down yet, but
the recorder app is fantastic. Like I use the recorder app way more than I care to admit. All the time. Here he goes. He's going to use it right here. Oh, see, look how quick that was. Did you see how quick that? Oh, that was quick. Ooh,
I had a moment today where like I was reaching in my pocket at like the where I got my physical done, and my finger just grazed it, and it was unlocked when I pulled it out. And I was like, God, I miss capacitive sensors. Like,
here we go. It's like, is this the one? Did you see how? I mean, let's talk to you a little bit. Did you see how quick that unlocked? I mean, he just unlocked it with just a slight touch.
Oh yeah.
It was just a little touch. It was just a slight touch on the back of that fingerprint scanner.
Just a slight touch, baby.
Just a slight touch. That's all you have to do.
Just a touch, baby.
We're ridiculous. I love But see, it's things like this. This is again, I know Google's not watching this, but if they're doing it, the three of us, look, could you imagine the three of us? Look, if the three of us got out there, were like walking around masked up, going out, handing out Pixel devices to people. Holy crap, you know how much fun we would have?
They need to send the three of us. They need to send Holler at Your Boy, Barry, and they need to send, I'm trying to think of who's another person I know that's really, really hardcore Pixel. He's on Twitter and he does make content. Pixel? Michael Brown.
Yes, he does. He is great.
He is a great person, and he is hardcore Team Pixel. Like he is definitely hardcore Team Pixel. Just put the six of us out there. Just like,
my God.
Look, just hey, here's a certain amount for each one of you, and just go do your thing. Just go do your thing.
You know, now that I think about it, I probably should have made a video about using the recorder app to create scripts. I didn't even think about it until just a second.
Like it's never too late to make it.
I know I probably should.
Yeah, it's nothing stopping you.
Yeah, nothing at all. Nothing at all.
Just time.
Don't be like me.
Talent.
Don't be like me. Don't be like me. Don't have the idea and I should and then never do. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Oh man. Did you see so do you have a Pixel stand? Oh, and you don't have it's not wireless charging.
No, it's not wireless charging on this one. So unfortunately.
Oh, don't worry, that'll be the next one.
But it is. You would only know that unless you had it already.
That's not what I meant when I said that.
No, that's what I heard was. What I heard was I already have it, and I slipped up just now. That's what I
definitely did say that.
Look, I'm gonna do you like I do people on other streams, Scott. Don't lie to me. No.
But they made some changes for bedtime, communications, note taking, and I don't know why, oddly specific underwater photography with a very specific case. You can now take as good a quality underwater using the camera settings about what they can do in the summertime. It's something to do with some of the camera changes. This was all.
Well, it probably really leans into their computational stuff, and the different way that light refracts underwater and it bends around objects and things like that. So, and if they're going to lean into being the photo device, might as well try to upgrade it for when people can get back out there and start traveling again.
Yeah.
Have you used Smart Compose yet, where it says it's predicting whatever your next word is?
I'm talking about on text messages or on just period.
Yeah, they can use it on text. You can use it on text messages. You can use it on WhatsApp, Facebook, Gmail, everything.
I haven't used it on anything like that, but I have used it in. I've used it on messages a couple of times. My dad has texted me today, and I've just hit the button and sent the response to him because it's what I would normally say anyway. Yep. So, and it's. And me and my dad are at that awkward phase where like he's discovering emojis. So like sometimes I just reply back with an emoji. So yeah.
Yeah. So it'll come in. So what it will learn is it will figure out how you typically respond, and it will predict the next word, and you just swipe over on the space bar over and over and over again. And you can compose an entire sentence based on how it's learned how you chat. I've actually written whole emails like that.
Really? And if you get the settings right, and obviously you allow the phone to do it, when you swipe down for your notifications, you can reply sometimes using the predictive bubbles directly from the notification. You don't even have to open up the app. So
now Juan
makes it very easy to be lazy.
This is a great big deal. Is like that case, which by the way, super expensive for underwater, but the point here is non-Sam Apple phones are miserable to find good accessories. That is a fact. That is a fact of nature. Whatever the word it was going to be, nature is what I was trying to say. Spigen makes some good clear cases. I have a Spigen case on right now. But and I love the guys at Nomad. I love all of them, but they didn't make a leather case for a Pixel 5, and I don't think they have one for a 4A or a 4A 5G either. They did have one for the 4XL, and it was great. But I want that cool stuff too. Like,
yeah,
and I get it. It's an expensive related thing to R&D and then put out from a logistics perspective. But damn it, I want that cool stuff too.
Yep, I agree. I want that. That's
cool
the only
stuff.
thing I've hated. I always hate about the iPhone is like you guys get all the cool stuff. Yeah. And it's like if you don't have it, you can't get in it. I mean, like prime example, Clubhouse. Like, not to get into a deep dive of how much I'm beginning to hate that app, but
we'll talk
prime example.
Yeah. It's very exclusive. By the way, every time I walk into a Clubhouse now, there's like 17,000 people in each room, and I'm like, nope. I just peace out. Like I don't want to go into a giant auditorium full of people talking about the same stuff over and over again. There's got to be a better way. Like stuff like what we're doing right now. Could you imagine all of us hamming it up in a room? That would be great. I don't want to get into a room where it's like 850 people who think they're the best things in sliced bread. I don't want that.
See, I'm gonna just chime in here, and that's like the number one thing I hear on Clubhouse. I hate that. It's like, I like Folgers and Columbia coffee in the morning. I just want to chime in here. I like Maxwell House. Yeah. And then the next thing you know, there's like 1,000 people debating it. It's just, it's not a bad app, but it's the exclusivity towards Apple that I get it. It's easier to do from a programming and probably from development side, but there's nothing wrong with making things available for everyone. Like I was looking at the what's the name of that company? It's another well-known leather company, Bellroy. Yes. I was looking at some of their leather cases on Amazon for this thing last night because I was like, I might get one to match my wallet. but I didn't see anything like that for the S21 when I had it, or whatever.
Yeah.
So it is what it is.
Wait, does Bellroy make a leather case for the Pixel?
Yes,
I'm looking.
Oh,
yes, they do.
Scoop
Yes,
me up one of them Pixel 5s. What?
I saw it for the 4A 5G, so I would hope they have it for the 5. Let me see.
Yes.
What color?
Pixel 5. They have
like
6 different colors.
What?
Yeah, the 4A 5G has the toffee, coral, and black, and the toffee one is very similar to the texture of my wallet.
I'm seeing black, graphite, racing green, caramel, coral, and toffee.
Ooh, the caramel sounds good.
Might be getting a leather case. Oh man!
Here, I'll put the link in the show for you, Scott.
Man. I appreciate that, brother. Dude, I gotta tell you what, like I'm geeked out that we've basically spent the whole show talking about Pixel. This is my kind of show. Like, that's when you because Mike DM'd me and was like, "Hey man, I did a thing. Like, what did you do? What did you do? What did you do?" Like, and then I saw it and I was like, "Oh, what's about? You got to be on the live show. You got to tell me how you feel." Like, and it's just one of those things. It's It doesn't, I mean, it's not like a fold. Like when you put a fold in your hand and you open it up, that does kind of blow your mind. You're like, Jesus Christ, I'm really holding a foldable phone. When you put a Pixel in your hand and you're like, this is how I envisioned pure Android working. It just works with the stuff that I have. It just chugs along. Is it the fastest device out there? Nope. Is it the slowest? Nope. It just does.
It's like, for me, the way that I look at devices now is like, okay, the S21 is a great device, but it's because it's the new shiny. It's the new device on the market, and I'm a full-blown victim of I want the shiny. But there are people like yourself and others that we've talked about, and there are people like Easy Computer Solutions or Gadget Goddess, who I know that when they got the Fold, it was like, I'm doing things I never thought about doing with the phone when it comes to the multitasking and stuff. So when I went into the Pixel, I was like, okay, I'm going to go into this instead of thinking like, I want a new phone. I want to see what this thing is like as an actual tool. Like, what's it like to actually live with the Pixel? Because like I said, the first time I ever heard Barry say something about call screen and I heard people talking about it, I'm like, call screen. Then I watched your videos and I'm like, okay, this thing seems like it might not be that bad, because 5 years ago, I filled out an application for health insurance when I was unemployed, and I still get calls to this day. To this day, I get like at least 10 calls a day where it's like, they come on the phone and they trick you. They're like, "Hey, Mike." And I'm like, "Who is this?" And they're like, "You don't remember me? It's Scott." And I'm like, "Hi, Scott." And they're like, "So are you still looking for health insurance?" God, just, I did that to someone today, and they actually tried to talk to the Google Assistant.
Oh yeah. And that's the best part, is like, most people are like, I don't know what that is. And they hang up and you're like, thanks. That's perfect.
Yeah.
And wait till you get it with your friends. Like, because this is what Stats and I will do, is like, Stats and I will do that to one another. And then we will openly curse at each other. And Google will transpose the message, and it's perfect, because it's usually like, pick up your phone, you blah 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 blah, and it says it.
I was gonna say right after Google dropped that functionality, Scott and I had been talking about it because he knew about it, and we were waiting for it to come out. And then as soon as the first time he called me, I sent it to call screen, and I knew he wanted to talk about something specifically, but I still sent it to call screen anyway.
Oh, and it's like, oh, I know you're there. Pick up, blah, 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 blah. And it types it straight out.
That sounds like what my wife did. I did the thing where I was like, "Is it urgent?" And she was like, "Pick up the phone, you jerk." And I was like, I forgot what I responded with, but it was just funny watching it. And I could hear her laughing, and I could hear her coworkers laughing. Like, is he really doing that to you? And I'm just over here looking like that little kid in the meme. I'm like, yes.
Yes, I did. Have you probably even haven't done this yet, is like the on hold. Have you tried that yet? Okay, so on hold, this is even better. You know, when you want to make one of those calls to like an internet service provider, but it's like a 45-minute wait and you just don't want to do that? Yeah, so when you call, what it will do is it'll pop up and it'll say beta on it, but it's definitely not. It'll say like, do you want us to just hold your place? And you effectively hit yes. And what it does is when the hold comes back, it will transpose the message where it usually says, sorry for the inconvenience. We'll be blah, 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 blah. And then when it comes back online and somebody actually picks up, you see that they've picked up, you get a notification, and then you can go back in and take the phone call. Yeah, it's really dope. Like I had to call about health insurance the other day. That's really, really dope. Because I had to wait on hold for 27 minutes.
Okay, that's
nice.
pretty cool. See, it's stuff like that that's like, oh yeah, that's actually really functional.
Yeah.
And then it's like, but yeah, the S21 has edge lighting.
Yeah, I mean it's beautiful. It's beautiful. Hey, I can't fault that. The S21 is beautiful. That edge lighting looks great.
Yeah, but it's like
it sucks on hold, but hey, it's beautiful.
Yeah. It's like edge lighting, but I want to do something else with my phone. You can't. You're on hold. But
here you go.
That's okay.
Juan says right here, on hold is so baller. It's true. Like that is one of those things you don't know that you need it, but holy crap, when you have it, oh my God, so much better.
Scott, I can't remember. Do they still have the functionality where you can tell it to call a restaurant and make a reservation for you without you interacting with the phone at all?
Google Duplex.
Duplex. That's I can only think of
Duplex. They do. So a lot of that stuff is actually built into like Google My Business. So that whole functionality, a lot of is still there. I actually haven't read about Duplex in a long time, but I know that it's still there and it still exists because they're putting it in other services. So like the functionality is definitely still there. And this is all that whole like Google doubling down into the AI and the machine learning and making legit functional things like that. Like here's another one that I don't know how it does this. I don't know why they chose to do this, but Google Fit in the new update on the Pixel launch or the Pixel drop in March can use your front-facing camera and computer vision to measure respiratory rate by detecting small changes in your chest as you breathe. So
I heard about that. So I haven't tried it yet.
I haven't either. So meanwhile, it says measuring your heart rate involves placing your finger on the rear lens. The feature starts out next week, and this was an article from yesterday. So next week, it's not officially part of the March update, but you effectively will be able to see what your respiratory rate is by just looking at your phone. No idea how they actually pulled that off, but that's another one. So here's another one that you may not even notice how good it is. So voice to text. I voice to text a lot.
I do that too. I use that today several times.
And it is significantly faster on a Pixel than any other device ever, including the iPhone. Like it's not even close. It is far more accurate and it is a hell of a lot faster.
I use voice to text every day when I'm at work. And it's the funniest thing because people will literally say, how are you texting me while you're at work? Don't you drive trucks? And I'm like, yes, I also have a $200 headset with the microphone that literally cancels everything around me. So I listen to the message and I respond through voice. It is on Siri. I can guarantee at least one sentence is going to have some type of a screw up or some type of a off word. But I used it today several times and it transcribed it as if I was talking, like I was just normally talking to people. It's the little things.
It's the little things. And here you go. Stats you asked. Mac says, I've been called by the Duplex AI for business purposes, and it is creepy realistic. It is.
Well, yeah, I remember a couple of years ago after it first came out, you and Greg tested it live on
one of my
on the
favorite
air
videos
on one of the live shows.
One of my favorite videos of all time, that one, because I almost gave the internet my phone number.
Well, that video and then the one where y'all did the blind test on the OG AirPods and the AirPods 2.
Yeah.
That was a fantastic live video.
I'll tell you, man, Oh man, I love this. This is a great. I needed this day more than I thought, and it gives me so much joy to know. Gives me so much joy to know that you've actually enjoyed it this much. So I'm really glad that you've enjoyed it this much. And again, I'll make my plea. 4 minutes to go. Google, if you are listening, the three of us will go out and just be the people to evangelize. Is that the right word? Evangelize the gospel that is the Pixel series. Like, I think we could make. I think that'd be a really cool, like, little marketing thing. Is like we just go around and be like, "Hey, I got you this. What is this? This is a Pixel." Well, I don't.
It'll
want a
be easy
Pixel.
for me. I live in Florida. We never shut down, so it'll be easy for me. I just
Perfect. There we go. I'll wear a mask. I'll mask up everywhere we go.
I'll wear the mask, but I'm sure I'll get that look like, why do you have that on?
Like, what is that? What's that for? What is this for? I don't know what this is for, but I would love to do it. I think it would be a blast. I think we can legitimately change the lives of a few individuals out there by showing off like true impacts of what the Pixel line can do for folks, because things we've talked about in this last hour, man, just would be so much fun. So much fun.
It's like if Google, I don't know what the market share number is. Like I don't know all of that, but just like I said, just in the day experience that I've had with like the functionality, if Google could tap into that, like I really feel like they've got something with the lineup from last year. If they just keep that going, if I was working in a T-Mobile store and someone came in and said, I got $500, I want to buy an Android phone. Of course, most people are going to tell them, go get a Samsung. Oh, yeah. I would steer them towards the Pixel just because I would ask the questions like, well, what do you do? Like, do you have smart devices in your house? What type of, like everyone's like, oh yeah, smart things and Siri shortcuts. Yeah, those are all pretty cool, but it doesn't beat the actual integration of the Google phone. Bingo. Like that is the thing. Like I said, there's an ecosystem. There's an ecosystem with Apple, and it's great. But that ecosystem is usually confined to one room. When you think of your house as like the mothership and this is the bridge, and completely different frame of mind.
And that bridge is available everywhere, not just when you're inside the confines of your home. That's the big thing for me. So that's what I love about it. All right. Mike.
So
go ahead.
Hang on. I got one more thing. So since Mike brought it up, over under Google mobile market share, the price point, or not the price point, the over under is 10. Mike, what's your guess?
10 what?
10%.
I'm gonna say I'm gonna be optimistic and say over.
Less.
2.17%.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, it's not great. It's not great. That's the most frustrating.
Is it LG part. Like less than 2%?
It's Apple's at 55.
Yeah, it's Apple and
Samsung's at 25. LG's at 4. Then Motorola, Huawei, and then Google.
That's the most frustrating part. That is the most frustrating part for me. Is like, I don't know how to like. Doing things like this helps, but we're merely just a group of 3 dudes. Like, my God, like I desperately want them to have a bigger market share because it justifies it in my mind. It justifies it.
I'll never forget. I have there's a barber. I'll make this quick since it's 9 o'clock.
You're good, man.
And the shop that I used to go to, everybody in there uses like, an Android phone for the most part, but they also have an iPhone for like work. But everyone's Android phone was like a Revel 2 or a Moto Edge, like just the, not necessarily off-brand, but just the lower-end Android phones because they just didn't care. They're, a bunch of barbers, old guys. This one dude had a OnePlus 7 Pro. And me being a techie, I asked him while I was getting my haircut, I was like, what made you get that phone? And he was like, oh, the guy in the store said that it was a really smooth device to use. And the question that I asked was, well, have you heard about a Google phone? And he was like, I know Google made phones.
Same. That's what everybody says.
About a year later, I go into the shop and I had the OnePlus. I think I had a 7 Pro at the time. And I pulled mine out and I was like, yeah, I picked one up. After I saw you with yours, it looked pretty cool. And he was like, yeah, I got a 3A XL. he was like half the price, and I was like, well, all right, there you go.
So I mean, that's our first stop right there on this countrywide tour of handing out Pixel devices is to your shop there. So
Oh Jesus, I'll just go to a shop. I'll go to a barber shop. I'll give them all out there. Are you kidding?
I will go to my wife's job. I will go to my wife's job, to her office, and I would just be like, okay, I got 15 of them. I think there's 15. There might be 15 people or less in there, but I would just be like, all right, here, everybody gets one. Everybody gets one, because I know the way that they all like work together. It would be that's chatter about it all day. Like I know they would.
God, I would love to do this. God, this would be so much fun.
Team Pixel, if you're listening,
all right,
we have the numbers.
We'll make it happen. Oh, look, I'll make it happen. We'll jump in the Jeep and we'll go. All right, Mike, where can they find you?
Hell no, I want to ride in Mike's truck.
That's fine too. I don't care. We can sleep in there.
I was going to say, I have a passenger seat and I have one bed, so somebody's going to have to get the short end of the stick.
Hey, whatever.
We just rotate.
I can't drive. I mean, I
It's not that
can.
bad. Can you drive a stick?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can drive a truck. It's not. Yeah, you can drive a
All
truck.
right,
It's not
let's do
difficult.
it. YOLO. Let's go.
Yeah,
Just
it's not
got like
difficult
17
at all.
gears.
Well, you don't start.
I've
out
got
first.
10.
I know that.
I've got 10. Yeah.
I know that if you are not pulling anything, you don't start out in first. I know that.
No. In the beginning, when I got the license, I started off in third. Now that I've been doing it and I don't really care anymore, I start off at like sixth. Like when I don't have it, I take off from the light. I love driving it without a trailer. It's almost like having a giant sports car, because it just sounds like you're just like, oh yes.
So if you're pulling nothing, you start out in sixth?
Yes. If I'm pulling nothing, I start off in sixth gear.
Wow.
I despise having to flip that lever to go to sixth. So I will literally be at the red light and I will just constantly move the truck like this at the red light, so that when the light turns green, I just take off. So
yeah, my dad had a CDL for a long time, so like he always talked about flipping the switch to pull all the way back and then jamming through the gears again. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
It's fun to drive, but in traffic, hate it with a passion in traffic.
No, I bet. All right, Mike, where can they find you on these Twitter or on these internet roads?
You guys can find me everywhere at Tech King Mike, and you can find me soon as this is over with over on Easy Computer Solutions channel for Wired Wednesday.
There we go. Boom, boom, boom. Stats, where can they find you?
I am at Helix Heinlein on the tweet machine and at Country Smith on the Instagrams.
Find me at Scott Peachy and at the Scott Peachy on Instagram, at, like I said, at Scott Peachy on the Twitter streets, YouTube. You find me here. This was a good one. Man, I love this one. Mike, gotta have you on more. Stats, you did all right.
Yeah. I'm just here. Here for the beer.
Here for the beer.
Full disclosure, I was pressured. I'm sorry. I was threatened to get on the show.
Whatever.
when he says you need to do it more, there's a gun somewhere in this house. I haven't found it yet.
Thank you all so much. We will see you all again next week. And maybe we can get somebody else who's flipped the Team Pixel. That too. All right, y'all. Be good or be good at it. We'll talk soon. Yo.
Stay safe, everybody.